Hi guys and welcome to another video on my art channel Sophie Art. Today I am participating in a challenge on Instagram that is already over, but I wanted to show you the video of it. It was about painting yourself as your desired supernatural creature, and for me this creature is a healer. I don't know if I ever talked about this on my channel, but I'm working on being a doctor. And that's something I always wanted to be since I was a little child. Like my first memories of when I get to ask what I want to be was always a doctor. Even when I was 4 years old. And don't get me wrong, I had my challenges with that decision. Most of the time I think I'm not good enough for it. Before I created this channel, it was also about how can I incorporate my art in my future job career, but now I have a way to express my art self, so it's something that I'm really happy about and that I just want to always do besides being a doctor. But the struggle with being not good enough is something I still have a lot of problems with, so that's something I need to work on in the future. But if I could choose to be a supernatural creature of some sort of, it would definitely be a healer. It's just something I always admire in books and in whatever fantasy story. It's always the healer that is the coolest to me. It's the power of just using energy to heal people that I so admire. So my idea for creating this painting was basically the face of someone looking down, using his energy, like going deep into themselves and then evoke all their energy, and it kind of rises up and creates that electrified hair look, which I tried to create with the hair flowing all over the place and kind of getting really gold, like that's the color of energy for me. But the hair were the last thing that I did. So I just created the face first. And since the hair would get everywhere, I didn't worry that much about how the end of the face looks like. So I kind of painted the face as wide as I wanted to, or as wide as I felt like, because I knew I would just put the hair over it at the end. At some points I was looking at it and thinking like, it looks so weird. That's that pause that I'm having here. But I think that works out at the end, so don't worry. I think it's very interesting that I choose to just paint the face, because when I heard about this challenge at the first time, I really thought about how can I not make this a portrait again. Because as you will see in the future, there will come another video of a portrait that I just filmed after the Scrawlrbox portrait video. And I had a lot of struggles then, and that's what I talk about in this video. And it was basically about encouraging myself to do another portrait and just learn and not be down about the things I heard, like in the Scrawlrbox portrait painting. So it was a bit hard for me to make this portrait, but I think it turned out great and I'm learning with every portrait, so I'm actually really proud of myself. Even though I still know it's not perfect. The main critique I have is that it actually does not look as much like me as I wanted it to. I mean, I may or may not have corrected a few features that I saw and thought could look a little bit better. I mean, when you have the chance to do that, why wouldn't you? So it may have turned out a little bit different, but some of it was also just the interpretation of strokes that I did a bit too wrong. That's just something I need to learn how to correctly replicate it. That's also sometimes hard to do from a picture, especially when you just change the position of the whole face a little bit. The main feature that is different is probably that I made my face wider and my nose a bit smaller. So actually those are working together to create a wider face that looks more grown up than I think my face looks like. It's not that I hate my face or something like that, it was just that I was seeing my nose and I was like, I think we can make this a bit smaller. And it was not really intentional because I hate my nose, it was just like for the reason of a cool painting. And the whiteness just came along with me deciding with the hair how thick my face would get. And I just thought I would correct this later on, and then with the hair I just didn't think that much about it and just created swooshes of hair everywhere. And to make it smaller I should have thought about this more. But I mean, I'm not mad about me not thinking too much about how correct the proportions of it actually are. I'm actually really happy with just doing it in a loose way, just learning but accepting to make mistakes. That made the whole process way easier than sitting there and being like, I need to create a perfect portrait. Because I think my portraits actually turn out way worse when I do this, because I then overwork certain spaces. And this portrait is not that much overworked, it's just like, a smidge there, a bit there. So I'm actually really happy with that. But moving on to the hair, as I told you, it was just loosely... I was inspired by creating that electrified hair look and also trying to recreate power and that golden energy look. I don't know how much of it I transformed into the painting, but I'm actually not mad at how the hair turned out because they are so flowy and they look so much like hair, which I'm super proud of. Maybe in this case they look too much like hair actually, but I think it's okay. I know what I wanted to create and it never turns out as I had it in my head. But I still like the result, if you know what I mean. Funny fact, I actually started making pictures of it, so I really thought I was finished with it and I was already cleaning up the stuff and stuff like that. And then I realized that I completely forgot to make the eyebrows and the eyelashes, so I brought everything back and started to make them. But now we are actually finished. What do you think of the result? I think I'm happy. I hope you had a lot of fun with this video. We will see each other next time. Bye!